Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right in my living room, what I do for you. Today I got a good lesson for you. Hope you enjoy it. Got a good message in here. Let's do this. Rightism, 25 Rule to Live By. Storytelling, story with a message and a story for life. I got life lessons for you. All you got to do is keep tuning in. I see that. I appreciate you. Let's go. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment, knowing who you are. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline that you go by daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of obtaining spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. And today we talk about becoming a spiritual master. But before we do that, after my mission statement, now I got a question. My right thinkers know the answer. All you newcomers, check this out and get familiar because this is what we do. Know thyself is the question that everybody should have an answer to for themselves. I just ask it. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not but know that they know not is simple. I can teach you. Tune in. That's why I do what I do for you. A person who knows not and believe that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. Trust me. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can wake them with spiritual knowledge. I'm the spiritual alarm clock. I got you. Let's go. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons actually reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to Maya, be true. If you know yourself, you know Maya. If neither one of them is in your life, you need to come check out Mr. Right. Today, right thinkers, you hear me call myself a spiritualist. You hear me talk about spiritual knowledge. You hear me talk about spirituality. That's big. Why? Because spirituality is based on the knowledge of God, to know God in spirit and in knowledge. And then experience will prove out what you learn and what you know about yourself and God. So today, right thinkers, let's talk about how to become a spiritual master. Okay? I know how. So if you don't know, tune in. Let me show you. If you practice my right thinking philosophy daily, you will reach mastery in a certain point in time based on how well you do it, how quick you catch on, and how dedicated you are to getting what you want out of it. Self-mastery. You put the work in, you get the work out. It's all self-serving. You control what you do. Okay? Right thinking philosophy gives you spiritual knowledge. Giving you knowledge that's spiritually. Okay? God knowledge. Understanding that the spirit is God, God is spirit, so you need to have knowledge of that and understand that. Okay? That will help you become master of yourself with knowledge of self. You can't become a master of self going and get a degree in philosophy or a doctorate degree in anatomy. Knowing ourselves is spiritual knowledge you can acquire from a sage, a guru, or a practitioner. Anybody with knowledge of self can teach you knowledge, spiritual knowledge. That's why I do what I do for you. When you gain or obtain spiritual knowledge, you have to master that concept for yourself. Learning it, comprehending it, now you have to employ it. You have to manifest it. Remember, creation started with a thought from the heart. Another lesson right now. The spirit can be enlightened and mastered. Why? If you learn how to do it and correctly manifest what you learn, that's how it's done. No other way. You can't think it, you can't hope it, you can't wish it. You have to manifest it. I mean, you have to put the work in. I'm big on that. You know that. Here you go. Now, I teach you what you need to know to make that happen for yourself to become a spiritual master. It's not bragging. I am. I've mastered the concept. So now I'm teaching it. You can master it too. Just learn it and make it yours. That's what masters are. Okay, here you go. Being spiritually responsible. Right thinkers, pay attention. These are the things that's going to help you become a better you. You hear me say spiritual discipline. Yes, spiritual discipline means you holding yourself accountable for all your actions, emotions, and responses to whatever you are in, situations you involved in. You have total control over yourself. Don't let the situation control you. A lot of us get caught up in the situation and lose focus, okay? But spiritual discipline holds you accountable to do just that. Maintain and deal with the situation as best you can. Being spiritually responsible is what? Doing the right thing for the right reason all the time. Not when somebody's around, not when it's convenient. All the time. Hold yourself accountable to be your best self. That means in secret, behind closed doors, when nobody's looking. That's up to you and your God. Most crooked people, most unspiritual people think because nobody sees it that nobody knows. I ain't got my eye on, but yeah, he knows your heart. Moving on. See, the spiritual discipline is being obedient to God's rules and laws daily. Learn them, live them. Okay? That's how you get blessed. I became spiritually responsible when I started living right on a day-to-day basis. Put my life in perspective and start doing the things I thought I should be doing and see what happened. If all the stuff they talk about, is it real? It's real. Right thinking philosophy will get you to be spiritually enlightened, aka spiritually responsible. Teach you spiritual discipline that you can live by and help yourself to become a better you. You can meditate, you can fast, you can pray, but you need to hold yourself accountable to do what you need to do all the time. That's spiritual discipline, okay? Growing spiritually is knowing thyself. The more spiritually you grow, the more knowledge you have of self, the more you get to know yourself and the closer you get to God. Yeah, I'm gritting my teeth on that one. To grow in spirituality and to know yourself, you will have to become spiritually responsible. That's learning and being your best self on a day-to-day basis. You can't predict tomorrow how you're going to act, but you can control every time the situation come up, what you do at that particular time. Don't live in the past. Don't live in the future. Live in the now. That's spiritual discipline, handling the situation right now, not after the fact. Well, I should have done this. I shouldn't have done that. Monday morning quarterback never works, especially in real life. Okay, when you live right on a day-to-day basis, you're getting more spiritually responsible. Why? You're doing the things that you need to do, and it's being recognized on a day-to-day basis. Why? You're always watching. Spiritual growth comes from living a spiritual lifestyle daily and by your spiritual disciplines. Live by your spiritual disciplines. Let your conscience be your guide. Do what's right. Hold yourself accountable, and your life will change for the better. I guarantee that. The more you know yourself, the more spiritual you are. Become God-like while on earth by using your spiritual disciplines to guide you through this earthly realm where you need to be doing the things that works for you. Don't fall victim to the distraction. Don't let temptation lure you to the other side and start letting the flesh dictate what you do, aka the ego. Okay? Spiritual discipline is having control of your ego. First lesson in conquering yourself. Ego have to be controlled. Next one. The highest level of spiritual knowledge, aka, is knowing thyself. When you reach that level of knowledge and knowing who you are, from the first chakra to the seventh, you become godlike. You're an enlightened being. You reach the state of nihas. That's total bliss and understanding and having knowledge of self. It can be done. It can be obtained. I want more. I need more masters. Okay, here you go. Next one. Spiritual disciplines, if practiced daily, is the best way of life. Why? Because it holds you accountable to just do the right thing. Ain't nothing better than going through life doing the right thing on a day-to-day basis. That's what I do for you. Here you go. Spiritual discipline means you're the right thinker, living right, doing right. Why? Because you're holding yourself accountable to do just that. Once you know, you can't claim ignorance. With knowledge, that means you have to do. You have to manifest. You have to prove. Why? You're smarter than that. That's why. I won't do certain things that goes against my spirit or my nature, aka God. Doing wrong. I used to do a lot of that. I used to not care. Don't do that no more. That's changed. Okay? That's what I mean by if you're still doing the things that you used to do, maybe not as often, but if you're still doing it, you haven't changed. It's when you don't do the things you used to do that changes you. Spiritual discipline is needed to hold you spiritually accountable. That's what I'm saying. Spiritual discipline is not normal. Why? It's another level up. Why? Because you're asking for a higher power, which is God. You're serving Him. I employ my spiritual discipline daily. I use it in every phase of my life since I've acquired and got the understanding and the knowledge of how it works. That's all I use. You can use it too. I'm giving it to you. Try it. All right? Trust me, you'll like it. My spiritual discipline keeps me morally correct. When you got your morals up here, certain things you just ain't gonna do. That's what I mean. Okay, moving right along. I'm about to wrap this up. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. Last one. When you master my right thinking philosophy, and you will become a spiritual master yourself. No better feeling than being the master of yourself, the controller of your destiny, the master of your spirituality. Knowing who you are is power. Like King Kong up in his piece. Let's go. Self-mastery is having control over your actions at all times on a day-to-day basis. You can't have an off day and say, well, my bad. I didn't have it. It's in the game. Okay. It ain't, no. It's something you can do yourself day to day. No excuses. The work you have to put in to become a spiritual master is a arduous one. If you don't know what that word means, Google it. It means not easy. Okay? The road really less traveled because it's not easy. But you on the spiritual path, that road is arduous. It's not easy. Here you go. Gaining spiritual knowledge will elevate you to the level of spiritual mastery, like me. I've mastered the concept, and I've also mastered myself, my emotions, my thoughts, and how I do what I do for you. You can do the same. Come on, you got to practice. I do. I'm still practicing. I'm pretty good at it now, but that's because years of practice. Trust me. Last one, I appreciate you do. Preachers learn biblical knowledge, theology, the belief system, right thinking philosophy. Teaches you spiritual truths, ancient Egyptian concepts. That's all I'm saying. Not good, bad, not better, worse, but it's a different concept. That's all I'm saying. That's the concept that I subscribe to. I understand the biblical, respect you, but I subscribe to the ancients. That's all. I can preach. Oh yeah, I can. And you got to have the spirit in you. That ain't my thing. That ain't what I do. That won't even be close to who I am. All right? But guess what? But I do what I do for you. That's teaching. That's what I do for you. I appreciate you. I'll be back. I got some more for you.